All right, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to start this off by thanking the board here in BTW for the opportunity and the confidence in me to give me the opportunity to run a show. Um, some of the people on the board are more familiar with me than the rest of you. There's also a few guys here that are pretty familiar with me, but for the most part, not too many of you know who I am that much. That's what this is for. This is an opportunity to kind of see where I come from, um, just kind of show some of my creative side, as well as um, really just try to get on the same page with everybody so everybody can understand what my goal is in running this show. First, on that note, I wanted to let you guys know, I went back and forth on whether I should go out of character, in character, what's going to be the best way for me to be received in my introduction here on Warzone as the new general manager of said Warzone. And I decided out of character because, there's going to be plenty of time for you guys to get to know me in character. And really, running a show is more about what you do out of character than in character, um, and how you look at things. So, a little about me. Uh, see, I run two different pages. One of them, I'm still running it now, and the other one I'm just running a show on now. Uh, both of these posts, I'm going to take a diminishment of my responsibilities there. One of them I'm probably going to step down from almost altogether, uh, just so I can focus here and what's going on here. A lot of the people in the other places I've been working with for so long that it's kind of grown stale. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And I could get into all the details on all that, but that's a story for another time. That's not important. That's important to them, not to hear. I am currently a World Heavyweight Champion of the Imperial Promo Wrestling. I'm currently in a feud for the World Heavyweight Championship of a place called Promo Wrestling Alliance. Uh, I'm considered one of the legends of a place that most people hate called CPW. And I'm not the reason that people hate it. Actually, I've been one of the ones trying to keep it alive all this time. And yeah, well, that's another story for another time. You see, that's where I started at. And I want to give a little bit of a background on me and how far I've come as a promo wrestler. You see, I started in CPW almost a year ago now, exactly. It's like a week removed from a year that I was originally added to CPW. And I got added by a guy I didn't know that met me on a wrestling fan page, and he asked me if I was interested. And I said, sure, why not? So I went and I watched him for a couple of weeks, and I really wanted to get involved. But I was so nervous at the beginning that I really didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I mean, I've been the king of fear since day one, but in the beginning, what I do is I take my phone and I lay it down flat on my bed with the camera side on the bottom. So there'd be nothing but black. I'd play a song in the background and I'd read something I had prepared written. And I did that for about 2 or 3 weeks. And some of the guys there honestly encouraged me to the point, including Big T, he was a big part of that. Um, Tim Anderle, let me give you a quick shout out. That I started to get on the camera. And then before you knew it, I was painting my face. And now I have a mask because painting takes too long. That's the only reason. But I've came from somebody who's too scared to get on the camera to somebody that has one of the more broad strokes across, from funny to serious to evil to happy-go-lucky to needing effects and music to not needing anything. I could put on my hat backwards and just talk crap, or I could go ahead and put my mask on and do the whole spiel. It doesn't matter. I can do a lot of things, and you guys will see that. Um, come a long ways, and I love the promo stuff. So I have an open door policy. Anytime you want to ask or talk to me about something that we have going on here, please feel free to do so. If I don't respond right away, it means I'm either not around my phone or I'm just kind of busy. But I will get back to everybody. I don't care what your name is or what part of the card you're from or any of that crap. If you message me and you need to know something or you want to talk to me about something, go ahead. I will get back to you. Now, I have one specific goal. My goal is to elevate Warzone to being the best show, period. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to take time to acclimate to the talent. So I hope you give me that opportunity to acclimate to the talent here, because I don't really know all of you. I have been going back and reading and watching everything that I have available to me on Warzone on who you guys are. Um, I will have a separate post up tonight for the talent to let me know who's going to be active here. That way I know who I'm booking is going to be used. If I book you because you said you wanted to be used, then please show up. If I don't book you and you wanted to be used, that means you didn't comment on my post. I'm just trying to reconfirm who's here is committed to making this place great. Because I am. A card will be released tomorrow. After that, the plan for the shows are going to be this. From the time the card gets released, which will probably be on Tuesday nights late or Wednesday mornings early, until Monday night at 11:59 Eastern Time, p.m. You can promo all you want. Same rules apply here as they have always applied. The better your activity is, the better your write-ups are going to be. More intensity and closeness I see in these matchups, same thing goes for the write-ups. And then on Tuesdays, which is the actual day of the show, I'm going to go ahead and release the results. I will tag everybody in the results that they are involved in. So if you get tagged on a post by me on Tuesday, chances are, after this week, it means you're somewhere in that post. I do matches, segments, everything. It's supposed to be like you're reading the script for a show. As you read it, I want you to be able to picture in your mind exactly what it is that's going on. I want to make the show great for a long time, better than anything anybody else has ever come up with. Not because for me, but for you guys. Because ultimately, in the end, I'm only as successful as the talent is active. I can do all the write-ups and beautiful things I want to do, but in order for that to actually work, you guys got to show. And I know there's been a lot of turnover, but that ends now. I will do what I have to do. For those of you that know me and the Michael Johnsons and the Tim Enderleys and the Zach Murphys and a few others, you know this is true. As for the rest of you, it's only a matter of time before you find out. Okay, now that I've covered that, the song you hear right now, Avenged Sevenfold's This Means War, will be the theme song to the weekly show, like Beautiful People was to, I think it was SmackDown or whatever it was. We are going to have our own theme song, and you'll see why in my write-ups. Also, the show will be one that travels. It's not going to be something like NXT where it stays in Orlando all the time. I mean, TNA like it stays in Orlando all the time. We're going to move around, location to location. Within the next week or so, I'll have the next 2 months released. We're going to go ahead and do the first show. Since I'm down here in Louisiana, we're going to go ahead and have it take place in Baton Rouge. Also, the next free preview will still be called Battleground, and it will be for the weekend of the 23rd to 24th. The reason I'm putting it on that date, so that gives me 2 or 3 shows to really acclimate to who we have here and where to place them. Because at that free preview, the WZW champion will be named. We already have a hardcore champion in Poe HC and Dynasty champion in Trent Over. You guys will both be defending your belts at that title at that free preview as well. I would like to add at least one more singles title and possibly a tag team title. It depends on how many people we have active. I like to keep it so that a championship is something that people strive for, not just get handed because there's so many. I'm really just looking forward to this, guys. I'm a creative guy. I love to create great stories. My point in my bookings are to make a storyline that makes sense, and then in the end, when we get to that free preview at the end of every month, that free preview is the climax of everything we've worked for all month. But once again, that's going to come back to you guys a little bit, as the talent is what makes that happen. So I see that I'm going on for too long. It's already 9 minutes. I apologize for that. Just kind of wanted to give you guys a feel for the direction I'm going, the feel for how I think of things. And ultimately, the most important thing you always need to remember is that this is a game, and games are meant for fun. Period. From the top guy all the way down to the bottom. If it's not fun, then why would you keep doing it? So, let's have some fun. Let's get this thing really started off with a bang. And you know, I guess I'm going to end on this note. This moment right here, as I end this video, this begins the war for eternal glory. This begins the war to decide who's the best of the best here on Warzone Wrestling. And starting tomorrow, may the brutality begin.